What's going on? What's going on? Keep pounding nation. Welcome to another Carolina Panthers talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I am your host, Blitzball Champ, Jason Ingram. So, here we are, back at it again. Oh, man. Yeah. Week 7. As the Carolina Panthers will start off one of a 2-game road trip, as they will try to get back on track by defeating the Washington Commanders. Yeah, it's a 4:05 game this Sunday. So, gonna go over the matchup a little bit. But yeah, Carolina might be in trouble again. So, ESPN Matchup Predictor has a 72.9% in favor of the Commanders, 26.9% in favor of Carolina. So, pretty one-sided. They got a couple of names on the Commanders that are injury report that are questionable. Frankie Luvu, questionable. Center Tyler Biadasz, questionable. Brian Robinson Jr. at running back, questionable. Quan Martin at safety, questionable. Cillian Farrell, defensive end, questionable. So, let me see who else is on this list. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Javonte John Baptiste, injured reserve. Jonathan Allen, injured reserve. Jamison Crowder, injured reserve. Norrell Pollard, Jordan McGee, injured reserve. Durance Armstrong, questionable. Nick Allegretti, questionable. Tyler Owens, safety, questionable. So, a few noticeable names on there. I know Frankie Luvu, he was a former Carolina Panther. Okay. Looking at the matchup, I mean, even though they recently lost to the Ravens in a close game, the Commanders were on a 4-game win streak. Let me just remind folks that. They were on a 4-game win streak. Also, look at the number of points this team has been putting up. In both losses, they put up 20 points against the Bucks and 23 points against the Ravens. All right? Look how many points that they've put up in their wins. 21 against the Giants, 38 against the Bengals, 42 against the Cardinals, 34 against the Browns. Now, I know some folks may want to say, oh, but those, most of those teams are weak. You do realize that we have the worst defense in the league, right? Let's keep that in mind. We got the worst defense, y'all. Like, if things continue to go the way they're going, word is that the Panthers may be on par to have the second highest average points allowed per game. And I think possibly the second highest number of points allowed in a season. That's terrible. That's terrible. Like, I don't have a good feeling about this when we're going up against a team that so far since week 1 has put up 20 or more points. At least 20 or more points. And we have a struggling defense. This is not going to be an easy game. This is not going to be an easy game. And then you got to look at our injury report as far as today. So, listed as limited were Ike Ekwonu, Ian Thomas, Marquise Haynes Sr., Josh Nijman was a full participant. Now, Jonathan Brooks, his 21-day window to practice has opened back up. He did work out on Wednesday, but was held out today. So they're going to be slowly working Jonathan Brooks back into the mix. But if you ask me, we probably won't see Jonathan Brooks fully ready to even step out there. If you ask me, probably not until after the bye. I think to be safe. But we'll see. We'll see. Claudin Cherlis was held out. Jadeveon Clowney, Josie Jewell, Taylor Moton, John Redigan, Ashawn Robinson, Deontay Johnson. Still, these injuries are piling up. But word is, I heard that Taylor Moton may be a game-time decision. Tommy Tremble and Andrew Rame were listed as full participants. So, that's good. But yeah, we're still hurting pretty badly on injuries. Word is Sam Franklin Jr. Supposed to be back to full health. Dane Jackson as well. And I know many were thinking this probably was going to be where Jonathan Brooks comes into play, but like I said, I don't think they should rush him back. Let him ease into it. But if you ask me, I'd say give him till after the bye. That first game after the bye. And of course, with injuries going on, the Panthers decided to sign outside linebacker Jacoby Windman from the Steelers practice squad. Undrafted, played at UNLV and Michigan State. He actually led the FBS in 2022 under Michigan State with 6 forced fumbles and had 10.5 tackles for loss and 5.5 sacks. Okay. They ended up waiving Teron Jackson. And they also signed veteran linebacker Shaq Quarterman to the practice squad. 4th round pick of the Jaguars out of Miami. Played 4 seasons there. Has played with the Eagles and Chargers this year and spent some time on the practice squad for the Chargers. Played in 66 career games. We also released wide receiver Deion Kane. So, had to make some moves there because, like I said, pretty banged up on, with injuries. Now, as far as the matchups. Now, all time we are 7-10 against Washington. But here's the scary thing, y'all. We look at this matchup. Jaden Daniels has been playing well. He's been playing really well. He leads all passers with a 75.3 completion percentage and the 5th highest quarterback rating at 107.1. The completion percentage is based off 125 out of 166. And he has the 5th highest quarterback rating in the league averaged 8.5 yards per attempt, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 32 out of his 51 pass attempts of 10 plus air yards or more. Dude can run as well. Dude can scramble. I mean, the dude overall has been making good decisions with the football. He's been making good decisions with the football. And right now, he is sitting at 1,404 yards, 6 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. So, I mean, hey, dude is looking pretty dang on good. 322 rushing yards on 63 carries, 4 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, the dude can run. 6'4", 210 pounds. I mean, the dude's been playing well. So, now, here's the thing. Going back to Washington's offense, I mean, you got to think. Looking at their squad, I mean, Jaden Daniels, he's been playing well. I know they got Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson at running back. As far as wide receiver, I mean, Olamide Zaccheaus, they got their big heavy hitter and Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin, that's the main one you want to watch out for. But yeah, Zach Ertz at tight end, very well known. Now defense, which they have Efe Obada. Now the defense did take a hit. That defense did take a hit because they just lost Jonathan Allen for the season. And apparently Durant Armstrong, Javonte Jean-Baptiste both left the Ravens game with injuries. So they're a little bit banged up at the D-line. They're a little bit banged up there. So that may be an area that Carolina offense can take advantage of. Now, of course, when it comes to defense, I mean, Dante Fowler Jr., Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, Jeremy Chin. A lot of familiar names. We know these names, y'all. We know these names. So, but they're a little banged up on defense. Now, here's an area that we could really take advantage of, y'all. The Washington defense apparently is giving up an average of 137.7 yards on the ground per game. So, Chuba Hubbard. We gotta call his number a lot in this game. Take advantage. Chuba Hubbard has the 5th most rushing yards according to Next Gen Stats. 5th most in the NFL. We need to run the mess out of the ball. So, we got to we got to get on that with the offense. We got to run the ball. And then that'll open up for the pass. But we got to run the ball. With as bad as that run defense is, with Washington, we got to run the ball. But at the same time, our defense has to really step up. Especially we're going against a team that so far has at least been able to put up 20 or more points every game this season. So, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. And honestly, I don't know if we got this, y'all. I really don't. I'm not so sure we got this. Not so sure we got this. Oh, man. Yeah, to be honest, y'all, I don't think we're going to pull it off. I really don't. I don't think we're going to pull it off. And the reason why is I'm worried about our defense. I'm worried about our defense. I think the offense will have opportunities to put points on the board. I think they'll capitalize. But I'm worried about the defense. Especially with the way Jaden Daniels has been playing. Terry McLaurin. Like, that Washington offense has been playing well. I mean, they're 4-2. Not to mention they're 2-0 at home right now. They haven't even lost at home. So, it's going to be tough, y'all. But I hate to say it. I really hate to say it. But I'm going to say 35-21 Commanders. 35-21 Commanders. I think the offense will get some points on the board, but I'm just not convinced that our defense is going to shut this team down or give up less than 30 points. I don't see it. Because you got to remember, Carolina, 3 straight losses where the opponent has scored 30 or more points. 34 points to the Bengals, 36 points to the Bears, 38 points to the Falcons. Not only that, we gave up 47 in the first game of the season to the Saints. I am not confident in this defense. I mean, shoot, we even still gave up 22 points in the victory. Chargers offense didn't even, couldn't even get anything going. We only had 3 points. So, like I said, a lot of the reasoning why I picked the score the way that I did is our defense is trash. Our defense is trash. We can't get any pass rush. And look at how much points we've given up. Look at how much points we've given up so far this season. Which is why, and I was looking at a video from 99.9 The Fan, and I have to agree. When we look back at all of this, there were so many bad decisions that when you look back at it, really piled up year after year after year to get to the point where we are now. A lot of bad decisions. Not only that, just a lack of execution, lack of consistency. And, I was talking to my one chat group that I'm in. I know it hasn't been all Dave Canales' fault. But when the heck are we going to start holding him accountable? That's all I'm saying. When are we going to start holding him accountable? Because here's the thing. Dude is not offensive coordinator or quarterback's coach or wide receivers coach. He's the head coach. Now, I understand this is his first year. But the only way that you're going to build rapport, respect, credibility, you're going to have to start winning games. I mean, that's just how it is. You can't really expect to get a lot of love and respect as a coach, as a head coach, when you have a trash record. Now, there's still plenty of football left. That can always change. It can change, but right now, they haven't really been showing that it could be that way. Like I said, the offense, ever since they started putting Andy in, the offense has definitely started doing a little better. They started doing better. Offensive lines been doing better. But now, the defense, of course, injuries is part of it, but the defense took a big setback. So, yeah, I'm nervous about it. I'm nervous. Because here's the thing. It is very possible that we might not win another game this season. I hate to say it, but it's not impossible. And whether it was all his fault or not, if Dave Canales finishes with only one win this season, it's not going to be a good look. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I am saying it's not impossible. It's not impossible. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed, and it's not going to all be fixed overnight, that's for sure. And I remember somebody had shared in the group I'm in about the idea, which I think it might have been reported on 99.9 The Fan, of a proposed trade. Bryce Young going to the Cleveland Browns for Deshaun Watson. I think it was a 2025 first round draft pick. It was either 2025 or 2026. And then a following year draft pick, like a second or third rounder that has potential, that's conditional, that can become a second or a first rounder as well. But the issue with that is, Deshaun Watson has such a crazy contract, someone's going to have to eat that dead cap, which word is supposed to be like $150 million. And while it's intriguing about the draft capital, I think it's a dangerous trade. I think it's a very dangerous trade. But just so I had to point that out. But yeah, I mean, there's so many things that's happened collectively, so many mistakes made over the years that's led to this. Which is why, hate to say it, it's probably going to have to take a long time to fix each and get to the point where, however many years later, that this team finally becomes a threat again. But they're not there. And another thing I got to mention, because I know some out there, probably many out there, that are like, just tank and let's get draft capital. Tank, we're not going anywhere, just get draft capital. Let me remind y'all of something. For those that say that, let me remind y'all of something, okay? Now let's go as far back as 2018 draft selections. I feel like after 2017, that's when things really started to show itself. So check this out. 2018 draft selections. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 draft picks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them are no longer with us. Being DJ Moore, Dante Jackson, Rashawn Golden, Jermaine Carter, Andre Smith, Kendrick Norton. All no longer with us. Okay? 8 draft picks. 6 of them no longer with us. Alright? 2019. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 draft picks. All 7 of them not even with us anymore. Brian Burns, Greg Little, Will Greer, Christian Miller, Jordan Scarlett, Dennis Daly, Terry Godwin, no longer with us. And that was 2019. Okay? 2020. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 draft picks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 of them no longer with us. And that's Yetur Gross-Matos, Jeremy Chin, Troy Pride Jr., Kenny Robinson, Bravion Roy, Stanley Thomas Oliver III. No longer with us. Okay? Let's see. Oh, okay. I thought I lost my spot there for a second. Okay. Okay. 2021. All right, check this out. 2021. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 draft picks. 11. This is in 2021. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them are no longer with us. 7 of them no longer with us. Which are Terrace Marshall Jr., Davion Nixon, Keith Taylor, Deontay Brown, Shi Smith, Thomas Fletcher, Phil Hoskins. Which, let me remind y'all, that was the year where we drafted a freaking long snapper. That was 2021. 2022. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 picks. 1, 2, 3. 3 of them no longer with us. The 3 no longer with us. Matt Corral, Brandon Smith, Kalen Barnes. Now, so far, 2023, I mean, five draft picks. So far, all 5 are still with us. But y'all see where I'm going with this. Like, we could have 20-plus draft picks from tanking or whatnot. Number 1, it's going to be hit or miss. Number 2, what's as good as getting all these draft picks if we're going to turn around and get rid of them in 3 years or less? What's the point? We're going to turn around and get rid of them in 1 to 3 years. So that's why it's just that's why the strategy it's not guaranteed. Because 1, anything can happen. Injuries can happen. I mean, heck, we drafted somebody that was currently injured. You can't predict injuries. And, the picks are not always guaranteed to hit. They're not. And I just feel like when it's still a big risk like that, I don't agree with doing a strategy where it's just a big of a risk of negative as it is positive, if not more. And like I just read there, there was one year we drafted 11 players, and we ended up getting rid of 7 of them. Like, what's the point of getting so many picks? We're going to turn around and get rid of a big chunk of them. Just like that. I'm just saying. I mean, I understand the whole idea of, using the draft, get what you need, build what you need. But it's like, dang, how are you going to build on that when you're cutting the folks in like less than 3 seasons? Especially considering we're 9 times, there's a good chance that most of those, a good chunk of the drafted players might not even get to start or get much on rotation and have to sit out for a season or maybe 2. I'm just saying. So, that's my thing. Just something to think about. And, I'll just leave it at that. But, score prediction, 35-20, 21 Commanders. I think we end up losing 4 straight. But, hey, the Saints got destroyed by the Broncos earlier, so, for the Thursday night game. So, hey, that's a plus. I mean, a division rival lost, so that's cool. But, yeah, I don't see us winning this game, to be honest with you. But, we shall see. No matter what, keep pounding. We're going to get through this some way, somehow. The healing process, has to start at some point, hopefully. But this organization, this franchise has a lot to fix. There was a lot that built up over the years. Therefore, don't be surprised that it's probably going to take many years before we become a threat again. And that's coming from me, when I've expressed how much I've hated losing. So, it is what it is. But that'll do it for this video. Don't forget to check out Game Beauty when you get a chance. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know what y'all's predictions are for this matchup. And let me know your overall thoughts about the matchup. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Keep pounding. For Blitzball Champ Gaming with this Carolina Panthers Talk video, my name is Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend. I'll probably end up having to DVR the game again, but once I watch it, I will be sure to give my recap on it. So, keep an eye on that. Anyway, I will see y'all in the next video on our live stream. Have a blessed weekend. Peace.